And thank you for those of you who just adjusted to the time change for this live stream. And yeah, I had to go earlier than I thought. I thought I was going to go a little bit later, like I did yesterday, last night. And thank you for found a good block of time. So change for this live stream. Here I am. And yeah, I had to go earlier than I thought. Hey guys, is the sound okay? I don't know, the sound got weird on me there for a second. So let me know if the sound's okay. Had to adjust something. All the fun of going live. So let me know. I won't chat because I'm doing homework. No worries, Turkey. Just hang out and listen. Hello, Lieutenant Shorty at Turkey. Psh, psh. Double high fives. Can you guys tell me, those of you that are listening, if the sound's okay? I seem to be having a problem with sound every once in a while. So if it's not, let me know. Give me the heads up. It did work, so I think it's okay. But then I got feedback, or sound feedback. So let's see if that's what's going on here. Or sound feedback. Okay, sounds like it's okay. The sound is fine. Thank you, Lieutenant Shorty. Awesome. So you guys give a like. We got 2 of you joining the chat just now. So leave a like as you guys are listening and stay as long as you can. Really enjoy the chats that I've been having with you guys. Now that is, there we go, the likes. Thanks, guys. So just to start out right here, finally to starting out the live stream, I am building a slow build, but not too bad. It's a pretty cool build. Another diorama set over the last few live streams, the DAGOBAH Jedi training diorama. And I just got to the last, I got one more bag left. So bag 5 is what I'm working on. And looks like we got R2-D2 waiting. He's there in the middle. I didn't even notice him. This is the second time I didn't notice that these droid builds or minifigures are part of the set, which is great. So have my 10% Death Star set here, the trash compactor set. And then of course, here's the build. This is better if I show it up close. We've got, this is almost done, although I feel like I might be getting involved. If you notice, there's trees to be built up in this set, if you see the box art in the background there. So here we go with the build on that one. Jirafi, hello. Psh, very cool. Hey, good job, Turkey. He says, I will chat now. All done with the homework. Awesome, good job, man. Way to make sure the homework priorities are done. Ooh, I love the fact that the first thing on the start of the build is an easy 2-piece part of the instructions. So that's all I had to do is put together these 2 cool sharp slope pieces. All right, there we go. Not that that's that exciting, but it's kind of fun when I start out the live build and a whole page, a whole page dedicated to those 2 1-stud size pieces. So it's October 2nd. It's the evening of October 2nd now. And how did you guys fare with release day? I put a couple of posts, or one kind of a poll. I said, will I be able to order what I was looking for, specifically the gingerbread AT-AT, because I had probably not too prophetic, but I had a sense that would get bought up pretty quickly. And I'm glad I did get it the early hours of October 1st, because now it's on back order for about 2 weeks. I thought when something goes on back order, it's a lot longer wait than that, but that's not bad. Lieutenant Shorty says, well, I ordered the Christmas AT-AT. All right, so you got it also. Very cool, Lieutenant Shorty. Were you able to order it before it went on back order? Although, let me see here. I just checked the website. How long is the back order on that set? Maybe it's not too bad. I think you still get it before Christmas as of yesterday. Back order will ship October 23rd. So you got a few weeks, but you will still get that set before Christmas, if that's something that you're hoping to do, which I assume. I mean, it is Christmas themed, so why not have it ready to go and built up for Christmas? So looking forward to sharing that little mini set with you guys. And oh, Lieutenant Shorty says I might have it back ordered. Ah, man. So it says October 23rd is the ship date. I don't know if you guys, if you did order something, I gave in to my Lego collecting wishes and ordered another set as well. So I got a gift with purchase, which is more Halloween themed, I guess you could say. And got a luminescent ghost. So the cool part is it comes with a light up piece or a light up brick. So I don't know if you got that too, Lieutenant Shorty, but that's kind of fun to get a free gift with purchase. Don't know if I'll keep the set, but, or I mean, repurpose it for something else. And to get a gift with purchase is always fun, no matter what. Then, of course, my curiosity took me towards the UCS Death Star just to see how that set is moving along, or is the popularity there to make that in a high demand set, regardless of the $1,000 price tag. But so far, it's there. I wonder about the gift of purchase. Now that I say that, I'm like, oh, you could still get the Death Star. No fear of that being an issue. And the gift of purchase is still being advertised. Okay, well, that's kind of cool to know. So we'll see how that goes. By the time it goes to October 4th, when it's general release. So if you're not insider, Lego Insider, then of course you don't get a chance to buy that until the 4th, which is Saturday. So we'll see. Turkier says I can get the AT-AT tomorrow. Okay. I wonder, Turkier, if you mean ordering it online or actually going to the Lego store. I guess it depends on where you are. You can order it online still. It's just you have to wait. It is back ordered. So 2 weeks so far. Hey, Finland Bricks. Psh, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks, guys, for joining the live stream. Leave a like. If you see our Brick Therapy 2-3 sig fig somewhere in the bottom corner, make sure you subscribe and continue to join us on our live streams. And we do a lot of fun Lego discussions. Pretty much what is dominating the Lego news of the day, which is October 1st release day, and then maybe some future sets that are out there that people might be thinking about. And while doing that, of course, I build a Lego set, and now I am heavily involved in building up with these pieces. The set I'm working on, in case you were wondering, if you didn't catch what I have behind me, the DAGOBAH Jedi Training diorama set. You get a cool looking Luke in training. Of course, you get Master Yoda, and then eventually R2, he comes in the last bag. So I got to work my way through building up some Lego foliage here, some Lego tree pieces. And I'm looking for a particular slow piece. There it is. Sometimes they get held up on these smaller pieces. They get buried. And especially the darker color pieces, they get buried, and then I can't find exactly where it is, even though I try to keep things organized. But during a live stream, also get caught up in the talk and then kind of lose my place sometimes. But here you guys are. Owen, the Lego Master, is here as well. Psh, very cool. Good to see you, Owen. How are you guys doing? We're doing well. Thanks for joining the live stream. Do you recognize me, Brick Therapy? Owen, the Lego Master, I guess I do, unless you've changed your name again, but I've seen your name before. Of course, it's hard to recognize you guys. I don't know what you look like, but I'm just going off of your name, of course. Turkey, oh, he lives far from a Lego store, so I guess that means you're ordering online. But I mean, you'll get this set. I guess if you order it within, before the weekend or so. It depends on how fast you can do that. Hey, Pierce is here. I forgot how to say it. Pierce Bees is here. Let's go. He's been here for the last 3 live streams. Really appreciate it. Turgay says, I want to get the astronaut from the 27 minifig pack. The store near my house has them. Oh, are you talking? Is that an older CMF series? I don't know that one. I've changed my logo. Oh, I can't see it. I'll have to zoom in, Owen. But I do see your name, so that's pretty fun. Is it a map? Is it a mock? I guess is the question. I made it myself. Very cool. No instructions, eh, Owen? No instructions. My son has better eyesight than I do, so I can't tell what it is, but I'll have to zoom in here and then maybe I can tell what you've made. Or better yet, go on our community post and post the picture or the design that you made on there. Of course, it's got to be family friendly. Make sure it's a family friendly picture we're talking about here. But of course, Lego's pretty darn family friendly, so I think it'll be okay. Just want to make sure. Oh my gosh, get stuck finding these small colored one stud pieces, and it slows me down. Trying to find, I might just compromise and pick a different color piece that's one studded versus trying to find the exact one, because this is driving me crazy when you start getting all these one studded pieces and there's like several different colors and I put them all on the same tray, and now it's gonna time consuming to find the right one. There it is. Okay, well, I found it. Cool. But should probably separate these by color next time. Turkey says, yes, I think it is the green one, the alien minifig. Very cool. Bringing back all the old space themes from the dead, says Owen. The old school space themes. Alien Conquest, Blacktron 1979, Power Miners, and Galaxy Squad. Very cool. The only ones I'm familiar with there, Owen, is Blacktron and I think Power Miners. And I don't think I have ever gotten any of those sets. Like old school Lego Space to me is, I don't even know if it had any other sub-theme name other than Lego Space when it was all the blue and gold pieces and of course the gray building plates. And of course that was my favorite series of Lego until I got the yellow Lego Castle, because Lego Space came with the smooth, flat plates with, you know, no studs on top, and the whole spaceship loading bay. Or if I think I got one large spaceship set, and I loved it because you could open the back and you had all the hinge pieces, and then you could roll in a little vehicle. Man, did I love that Lego set. I'm not sure if I have that all completely anymore. That was early 80s when I had that set. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this. When I was a kid, I left some Lego in the car and we were on a road trip. We stopped in Arizona somewhere, and it was in the summertime, and left the Lego pieces in the car. And you can imagine what the summer heat did to the Lego pieces. Oh, so sad. They didn't melt into liquid, but they totally got warped, which was a bummer. And I think maybe that's why I can't find those pieces anymore. I might have just gotten rid of them altogether, but wow. Don't do that. Some fun memories as a kid, even if it was melted Lego. Owen says, all mocks, of course, so I'm building the alien city as a mock. Very cool, Owen. Very cool. Turkey says, I know the Jungle Explorer and Arctic sub-theme as well. If I had the money, I'd give you some. Nice. Turkey wanting to help Owen with the mock building. So we go to Lego's October 1st release date. It's cool. It sounds like a few people were definitely involved in getting the Gingerbread AT. And I caught a bit of a live stream, actually a recorded live stream, so I didn't see it live, but it was fun to hear what people were saying when they went to the Lego store to buy the UCS Death Star. That the majority of the people that were there on opening day were not there to get the UCS Death Star. And so I don't know, but it didn't sound like the Lego stores were going to run out of UCS Death Stars for those that wanted to buy it on release day. And of course, now it's on Lego.com. The gift with purchase is still there, still available. So we'll see what happens October 4th. Will more of them sell? Will that set go quickly once, you know, anybody can go on the Lego.com and buy the set? Although I assume most people who are planning to get the UCS Death Star were probably Lego insiders. I'm imagining it, and it's crazy. Saw on one of the Lego blogs, like one of the Lego website or blog websites, you know, that you can join and get Lego news on. And I read a story where someone on Reddit bought the UCS Death Star with all their insider points. Like they did not transact any cash. They had saved up enough insider points to buy the set without spending any extra cash. So they did the math on what that would amount to. So basically, he over time probably spent about $20,000 in Lego to get enough insider points to buy the UCS Death Star, which that's pretty impressive. $20,000 in Lego, and you just stack all your insider points probably over the course of, you know, several years, and then got the UCS Death Star with all insider points. And you see all those insider points just disappear, right? Let's see. So it's about 6,000 insider points for $100. So what is that then? 60,000 insider points. If I'm doing the math right, 60,000 insider points, and he bought the Death Star. Not for free, but you know, basically bought enough Lego that was already in his collection to, yeah, I guess in the way, get it for free. But of course, the Lego investment of $20,000, he's got a pretty impressive collection already. Let's see. Owen the Lego Master says nearly 300,000 pieces. Holy cow! Is that what you're building, Owen, on all those mocks? That's amazing. Turkey says, I was talking to Brick Therapy, but if I had some money extra, I would give to Owen. Kingdom Bricks is here. Welcome, Kingdom Bricks. Let's go. Lieutenant Shorty says, I just got an off-brand Venator. I really like it, but it's pretty fragile. And here we go. Matt is alive. He's in the chat. How about that? Matt is alive, giving us the short frame rhyming. Still powerful. Still a pretty fire entry. Love it. Kingdom Bricks, my son is doing homework. He's working on a project. So obviously you guys have noticed, if you've been with us since the summer, my son and I built these actually 3 Lord of the Rings sets. The Shire's not in the background here. But of course, our most favorite Lord of the Rings sets are in the background. And so, yeah, he joined me with those builds. And then once school started, he's just pretty focused, which is good. So he wants to make sure, he's got a big project coming up. And so he wants to make sure he gets that done. So the hope is that I can get him to join me on the weekends. Although he's also pretty involved in soccer season right now. So we'll probably have a few visits, a few random live streams over the course of the next month or two where he will join a couple times. But yeah, the nature of the busy life of a young person, right? So, but I'll hope to get him on a live stream fairly soon, at least on the weekends. and then we can talk Lego. Probably a good time actually will be when I get my delivery of the October 1st purchases I made. Of course, one of them being the AT-AT. We can do an unboxing with you guys. So that's where he is. Owen says, I mean all sorted by the piece. I have loads of sorted draws. I'm still yet to buy at least 200,000 more pieces. My goodness, that is awesome. Phil and Brick says, I'm working on my bar door now. Very cool, Phil and Bricks. What do you think of the build? The whole thing I thought was a pretty awesome build. Let's see. I did the base, my son did the mid section here, and all the tower completely up to the top of the eye. So he got probably some of the best build experiences. And then the fun part is when you connect the base with the tower. But I don't know if you've gotten that far, so I won't describe it because I think you'll have fun with it. Never too old for Lego. Let's go. We got our mod. Haven't seen Never Too Old for Lego in a while on the live stream. Great to have you here. Picked the right time to find you guys. Very cool. Very cool. I was going to ask, Lieutenant Shorty, you got the Venator. So what brand of blocks did you get? Is it the same? Is it basically the same scale and size as the Lego one, or is it a little bit smaller, or is it like a replica, complete replica? So I've gotten alternative brick sets also, you know, basically the same dimensions as the Lego set. So nothing changed there other than it's not Lego. So it's I'd say the quality and everything is pretty close to Lego. The plastic is probably, yeah, I'd like, when you say fragile, I'm thinking probably the quality of the plastic is a little more breakable. Not that you're going to try and break the Lego, but it's decent. So I was thinking there's two alternative brick sets that I got that are not Lego. One is the Ghostbusters headquarters and the Apocalypseburg set from the Lego Movie 2. Both sets I thought were awesome. Both sets I missed out on buying, and I was really bummed I did not get the Apocalypseburg because that thing went on sale a few times, and it went on sale like, oh gosh, for at least 30 to 40% off at Walmart, maybe more than that, when they're finally getting rid of that set. I don't know how popular that set was because the sales on it were pretty consistent either at Walmart and then the Lego store itself. So I guess not too many people liked it. But as we talked about with Star Wars, there are sets that don't seem popular until they go out of circulation, and then it's like you're buying some kind of buried treasure or something. So I don't know, or it becomes really valuable after it gets retired. So I missed out on that set. Got the alternative build. I like the alternative build. It was decent. Same thing with the Ghostbusters set. The only problem with alternative build sets is the shipping time and how it's all packaged, and they just kind of throw all the pieces in different bags. They don't really, there's no making sense of it really. You just have to sort it all out. And then undoubtedly there's pieces that you need that are missing. They give you other pieces that are extra but have no real connection to the set. So I really don't know what the deal is with that, but you get what you pay for, I guess. Had enough to basically have 90% of the set I wanted. So yeah. Oh, no, Never Too Old for Lego says, yes, I've been laser engraving. Yeah, my son told me he saw you a couple times on your live streams doing that. Very cool. Very cool. Phil and Brick says, Phil and Brick says, it's massive. I have a sound kit for it and a new light kit, so looking forward to that also. Nice, Phil and Bricks. I think I missed the first part of what you're saying. Oh, okay, and then Lieutenant Short is going to ask you what the Venator was like if you're still here, so maybe I'll hear from you. If not, that's okay. Let's see, Brick Time, or Brick Films is here. Psh, Hello, Brick Films. Very cool. Turkey says, I forgot my basement has a lag. Phil and Brick says, yeah, I missed out on all of the Lord of the Rings sets when they came out and wish I hadn't. Yeah, especially the recent ones, right? So the recent, or not these, but the one, because these are still out, but the ones that came out when the Hobbit series movies were out. There was the Orthanc Tower and the Helm's Deep set looked amazing, and those would have been great sets to have. I'm still have the intention of getting the Orthanc Tower somehow, some way. I don't know if I'll get it on Bricklink or find it at Bricks and Minifigs. And I've looked it up a couple times. It's pretty darn expensive. So I don't know if that will be an alt brick purchase or not. I've seen it on several websites that sell an alternative version of it. But again, I don't know, the quality, sometimes it's just better to get the original. Of course, it's a lot more money. So we'll see. Turkey says, I built the London Lego and it took a long time because it had no numbered bags. That's right. There's some of those sets. Is it the 3-in-1 sets or the creator sets? You know, where you can do a couple different builds. And yeah, the bags are not numbered. You're right. That kind of makes it, I don't know if they're still like that. Like the castle set here, that was a 3-in-1 creator build. This one right here, but the bags are numbered. So maybe it's not like that anymore. Although, you know, older Lego sets, I don't think the bags were ever numbered. So you just sorted until you found the pieces you needed. Of course, the older sets were not the equivalent of like these huge builds here. I'd have to look back into Lego building history. I would say not until the early 2000s or like 2010s did we start getting these huge UCS sets. Or maybe my history's wrong, but one of those first UCS sets come out like around 2007 or so is when those giant sets came out. And I'm wondering if that's when the numbered bags also started to show up. Having been out of Lego until my kids got into Lego, at some point that change happened with the numbered bags. And now the new change, or the more recent change, of course, is the paper bags instead of the plastic ones. So some other subtle changes. But yeah, you don't have the numbered bags like getting those alt brick sets. You are in for extra fun. Extra fun. Mage Wizard, let's go. Leave a like, guys, if you're joining. And if you're wondering what I'm building, I'm just going to show this every once in a while, periodically. Building the DAGOBAH Jedi training diorama. And talking Lego, of course. The ultimate goal for near the end of this year is to get a UCS set. Preferably being the UCS Millennium Falcon. So I got my earliest Star Wars set here. We didn't get into Lego Star Wars when all those cool sets came out in the early 2000s. But I think this is the first Lego Star Wars set we got as a family. And I was pretty excited about this set in particular because I got it for a lot less than retail. And when we're living overseas, I got the set for, you know, the equivalent of about $75, which no way can you get a Millennium Falcon for that price. The play scale size one. The Dark Falcon is out right now. It's basically the same size as this one, but I think that one's dropped down to $140 off and on. I don't know if you guys have seen it cheaper, unless you buy it used, of course. Then probably you could do that. Turkey says, I built the London Lego Tower from Target. I made a plane and rocket ship mock. Very cool. I like Star Wars and City. Why am I the only one chatting? No worries, Turkey. You know, people, they come and go. But I like City. I haven't gotten any City sets lately. When we got back into Lego, the whole thing I thought was for Lego City, all we really needed were a couple of main themes to have, as if you're gonna buy a, or not buy, like set up a Lego City display on your table or something. So when we got Lego City sets, it was always like police sets or fire engines, and then a couple stores. I think one of the coolest Lego City sets we got was the donut shop, although they made a few versions of that now. So yeah, Never Tool Lego is still here. Don't worry, Turkey, we got you. So thanks for the 8 likes, guys. And if you like Lego and you're just chilling, join the chat. Would love to hear from you. What do you guys think about the October 1st release of sets? And do you think, trying to figure out something here real quick, do you think, what will become of the Death Star set? Do you think it will be, will it sell well? Will it continue to sell well? Will people end up buying that set so that it stays in circulation for a year? Now, the UCS Millennium Falcon has been out since 2017 or somewhere around there. So that's going on over 8 years now. And I was thinking, oh, I should get that sooner rather than later because it's going to get retired. But then it's not on the retired list on the Lego website. Although, of course, they could always update that and change the status of that. But for now, it's still still on the Lego website as a set that's available. You know, one thing I noticed on there for the UCS Millennium Falcon, let me just look it up here real quick, that wasn't there before, was they made it an exclusive set again. I don't know when it was exclusive before, but gosh, up until recently, that has not been an exclusive set. Like, you can get it through other retailers. But what that changed was, like, if you heard me say before, to get some of these sets, try to get Rakuten discounted cash back, and when it's an exclusive set, you get a smaller percentage of cash back. Turkey says, we're still standing. I did not get the Lego packet that comes in the mail, and I'm sad. The one for September. Turkey is off. Good to see you. Thank you, Turkey, for staying here and joining the beginning of the live stream. And I'm trying to figure out the build here. Never Too Old for Lego. I'll be right back. All right, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining the live stream. And if you're new, join the chat and talk Lego. I'm trying to figure out something here. And if you're watching, maybe you guys can figure this out. So I have this part of the build to do right now. It seems like a pretty straightforward section. You know, put these 2 pieces and then put that double-sided 2-studded piece right there. But then if you try to connect it the way they say here, it sticks out, or I don't know which way to face that, so I guess I'll just see what happens. But it won't, it sticks out, so it can't just fit the way they want you to put it, unless I'm missing something. Sometimes the instructions are not clear and I feel like it's not going to work. No, that doesn't work that way. What am I doing wrong? Or what am I reading wrong here? And I don't know why they want that piece underneath, because it's not going to stick to anything. But anyway, I'll see if I can figure it out. Oh, okay. So, Turkey, you are still here. Okay, you were just saying bye to Never Too Old for Lego. Got it, got it, got it. Anyway, I'm trying. Here's what the piece ends up looking like, the way they tell you to connect everything. But to do it that way, it will not fit in the middle part of this build, which is perplexing. What am I not understanding, Lego? What am I missing? Maybe if I put it up front? So strange. Okay, maybe it's like that. Anyway, that fits, so maybe I just needed to move it up 1 notch. All right, Yoda's hut is being built here, and then I get to build a bunch of trees. Okay, now I can't tell. I feel like the colors or the light's not bright enough to tell what color I got here going on here. All right. So the other sets, the other sets I'm considering for, darn it, got to take something apart here. The other sets I'm considering for Black Friday, or not Black Friday, throughout the fall. Yeah, I guess towards Black Friday. The UCS set, hopefully, hopefully in November, there'll be some good gift with purchases and deals to go with that, to get that set, to take advantage of some insider points. And then we'll see what happens next. And then it kind of, if anyone's ever gotten a pretty expensive UCS set, like the Millennium Falcon's $850. So that set's going to be pretty darn pricey. That'll clean, that'll clean you out for, you know, buying Lego for quite a while. But the minifigures are great. So this, one of my favorite minifigures is, of course, the old school Han Solo. So let me see. I wanted to say it's got just the early Star Wars minifigs in it, but it's basically got two versions of, if you don't have the UCS set, it's got two versions of the cast of Star Wars. One being the original Star Wars cast, or at least a few of them. You get the older, or you get the Han Solo and C3PO and Princess Leia from the early Star Wars movie, and then when or maybe it's Empire Strikes Back, when they fly into that asteroid that has a giant eel in it. So they get a Minoc and then two droids, and then you get a new a swap out cast of an older Chewie, an older Han Solo, and then two of the characters from the new trilogy. I forget their names, but I don't care because I don't like those characters, so whatever. The one guy who used to be a stormtrooper, and then is her name Rey, the one who becomes a Jedi without even trying. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous what happened to those characters. What became of them is just like, I don't know. Too much. Only 3 people, says Turkey 8. No worries, Turkey 8. It ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows. Hey, Beans. Psh, welcome. Good to see you here. Sometimes when I live stream later in the evening, you get a connection with more people. That's okay. This is actually helpful. I can kind of slow down the pace and finish this build. And looking forward to, getting that UCS set. But another goal in terms of Lego is to figure out when is the best time to get the Ninjago City workshops and kind of complete the collection. Although I don't know if Lego's going to come out with more Ninjago series sets, so I guess we'll see. But if I look at the retired list, there's quite a lot of Star Wars sets being retired, but nothing that I need or want, I guess I should say. Don't need any of it, but any of the sets I want. So we'll see. And then, build up my insider points and stack those for another time later. And then I can actually do a review. So maybe I can get my son, at least not on a live stream, but get him to join in a review of the Christmas AT-AT build. So I think that'll be fun to review with him in a video, and put something on our regular channel for regular long form videos, and add that to our channel, and then see what people think about that. So it's a Thursday. Maybe it's a Thursday. All right. So if you're wondering, this is what I'm working on now. I'm kind of working on this part right here, the top part of the DAGOBAH training facility, and these diorama sets. So 1,000 pieces. And hey, Beans, psh, Cole, psh, good to see you. Awesome, guys. Leave a like. Looks like you have. Thank you so much for the 10 likes, you guys. And we continue to build here. This is the part actually I'm not looking forward to this build, is adding all these tree pieces to this DAGOBAH training facility set. This set, however, this was a fun build all the way through. The trash compactor set. This was on on sale at Walmart, and you love how you can do that functionality there. Oops, I made Chewy fall down. But this is the 10% version of my UCS Death Star, because that's in that set, the new one, part of the diorama. And this one it's looking pretty good though. I do like the build of Yoda's hut and how the trees kind of all stagger out there. It's a lot of fun building techniques. The part that I thought when I opened the box would not be that interesting was layering all those 1x1 tiles, but actually turned out to be cool and also fun to kind of make fun of because it looked like Lego Tetris, as I had mentioned. So good to see you, Cole. Good to see you, Beans. How are you guys doing? Cole says, one day I'll become a mod here. How about today, Cole? Since you are here and I need a mod because I'm not sure if Never Told for Lego is here still, but that's okay. All right, Cole. You have made mod ranking. So good job, dude. So leave a like if you're new to the chat, just building Lego, talking a little bit more of what is out and available after this October 1st release day, and thinking what people are, or what are people's opinions of that set. The ones that actually bought the set. Of course, Cole, high fives. What are people thinking who actually bought the set? Because that UCS Death Star set came out just yesterday, but the Lego ambassadors, of course, got that set, I guess, almost 3 weeks early. And there was already all these reviews about it and impressions, but I really want to know what it seems like for those who actually bought the set. And, you know, we've all made fun of the fact about the price and the build. Actually, not made fun of it, but just critiqued it for not being a true Death Star set, and the price being very, very, what's the word, detrimental to wanting to buy that set. Thank you, Cole. High fives. Turkey says, can I be one because I was here when you started live? Hey, Turkey, sure, next time when you're up or when I'm up and live streaming, it doesn't hurt to have too many mods. So I will add you next time, Turkey. And I like having all you guys around, so it's good. Usually Alexandria is our mod, or CC5853, but I have to mod, or what do you call it, live stream at different hours, and I always catch people at random times. So yes, Turkey, next go around for sure. Next go around. And it's funny, I didn't realize that was such a popular role to have. So kudos to you, Cole. I'm glad you mentioned that because it doesn't hurt to have another person to make sure all the comments are family friendly and such. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of, oops, did I get the wrong colored? I did. All right, tree building time. I don't know. Is this interesting? I guess when you're building a mock it is, but it's kind of fun to build up. This definitely has a Star Wars look to it. So yeah, I'm on the West Coast, Turkey, West Coast of the US. So what was I going to say? When some of the Lego enthusiast Lego community that I know of have gotten the UCS Death Star set, you know, with their own money, I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say and what their impressions were. Especially what, you know, just I don't know, when I make videos for our channel, part of it is doing what I like to see. So when people make videos of their experience going to the Lego store, those are some of the videos I'm most interested in watching, just to see what they're going there for, and especially when it comes down to buying a big set. Although I know it's hard to do those videos. We've done a few of those. They're kind of fun to make. But the hard part, of course, when you make those videos is making sure you're not filming anyone who doesn't want to be. Well, that's kind of cool. Just show the build. So I added that section right there. These are these kind of fun displays that, of course, when they stick out, when you put them on the shelf and you walk into it, then you knock down something. But yeah, I like those channels when they show their purchasing experience, when they're buying a set. I think one of the funnest parts was seeing earlier Lego YouTubers go to the Lego store and get the UCS Millennium Falcon, for example, or the Ninjago City set. And I don't know how many people do that now, because then they show everything at the moment. And I guess now YouTube being such I guess a pretty common and popular thing to do, maybe some people just are weary of seeing YouTube folks come in there with their camera. The only thing I like to film is like what we can show just with our camera and not really show people's faces or anything like that. Just make the Lego products on the shelves, and then the overall look of the store from a faraway shot, part of the experience. Everyone, like the stream and subscribe with notification bell to receive awesome Lego content in your subscription feed. Thank you so much, Cole. Way to promote the channel. Turkey says, I have all those. Very cool, Turkey. So you have the particular pieces I'm showing, or do you have the set I'm building? Either way, it's kind of fun. It's you're putting these branches and connecting it so this part hangs, so it's almost like a real tree in what we'd see like in large pastoral areas. I'm trying to think of the name, like magnolia trees or something like that. But it's kind of fun to repeat this technique a few times, and then this part of the build actually goes pretty well. I was thinking it might be kind of tedious, but I do like this part of the build after all. It's kind of cool to see this part come together and give a lot more depth, I guess you could say, or decorative look to Yoda's hut here. So now I like the way it looks on camera too. Very cool. Turkey, no, I liked, and with the notification bell, subbed right on Turkey. Way to set the example. So if you like Lego, we've got 13 likes. Leave a like for Lego and join the live stream. And if you see our guy, where did I put our guy? I don't know if anybody else does this, but how you try making a sig fig on the custom minifig feature you can do at the Lego store, or you can actually do it on the Lego website as well. But did these cool guys over the summer. It says Brick Therapy on there. I don't know if I can get the camera to focus in on the words, but we did that over the summer. It's pretty fun to do that. And it's, not the cheapest minifig to set up, but if you make one sig fig in your lifetime, why not? It's just $12. So there we go. Got that one set up. And I am building a Star Wars set, and go figure, a Star Wars set that is plant-based now. Star Wars set in the Dagobah system. Of course, from that movie, it was all about the swamp and being very isolated for Yoda, Master Yoda, I guess, to be a hermit and kind of stay away and hide out from everyone, especially enemies during the, what would you say, after the Clone Wars. And I never watched, I don't know the series well enough. Don't know the Clone Wars series well enough at all, actually, other than, of course, what became of these clone troopers who were loyal to the Republic and then misused by Darth Vader and such. But how Yoda, I wonder if the Clone Wars actually explains how Yoda ended up at this planet, the Dagobah system. And interestingly enough, is that why they portrayed Luke in the most recent trilogy as also a hermit hiding out on another planet? Although, gosh, that his whole character arc to me went really south, went badly with that Disney version of his character line or storyline. And then there, I think Little Lego mentioned they are, a while back he mentioned there are plans to do another Star Wars movie, or another Star Wars trilogy, I should say. Another Star Wars trilogy, which is, I don't know. Didn't know what to make of that. I guess if you're a serious Star Wars fan, it sounds like fun. But is it really? Is it really? So, trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. These builds, sometimes these tree builds get a little bit confusing because the arrows show you one thing, and I think I just misplaced a piece. Okay, back on track. I wish I should have set up another camera to do above the headshot. But anyways, doing that. Building up all this right here. Tricky says, you can pin that comment. Oh, that's true, Cole. I should indeed. Thanks, guys. There we go. Cole with the advice. Love it. W, nice, Cole. Thank you. Got to give you some a shout out there. All the love. Thank you, Cole. Hey, Melody Bell. Haven't seen you a couple or not that long, maybe a week. Psh, good to see you here. And we're working on set 75330, building up the tree plant foliage thing here of Yoda's hut. And this, of course, in the story in the movies is where Luke becomes semi-prepared to be a Jedi, semi-trained to be a Jedi. What would you say, 50% Jedi at this point? So whatever that means. I mean, it's somewhat ambiguous how that whole thing comes together. But in terms of Star Wars movies and storylines, now they have that Mandalorian movie coming out, or some critics have said an extended version of the Mandalorian TV series that they are combining basically one series into a movie. And so it's kind of like season 4 on film. So I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen the preview. I only caught it because there's a couple of movie critics I like to listen to or watch on their YouTube channel, and it looked kind of ridiculous. So go figure that this new Mandalorian movie is going to come out. Of course, my other point though is that, well, whether the Star Wars series are good or not, what it does bring about, if you're a Lego fan, is some more Lego sets to consider adding. For example, I did not care to watch the new Obi-Wan series that came out on Disney Plus. I mean, we watched one and it just so mediocre. The stories could have been better, but you already know what happens to these main characters, so it's like a little too much prequel material or lack of imagination. And so when these new TV series come out and you already know what's happened to these characters from the actual movie and canon of Star Wars, then, you know, seeing Darth Vader and Obi-Wan have another Death Saber, what do you call it? Lightsaber duel in the Kenobi series. You already know nothing's going to happen to those two because they, of course, are going to appear later on in the movies as older versions of themselves. So anyway, just a lot to critique. However, the cool part is the Lego sets that come out with it. And I'm trying to figure out why I don't have one of the pieces I need. Although I do have an alternative piece that will work color-wise. So maybe I'll just do that because it's just a tree build anyway. Turkey, you signing off. I leave when Brick Therapy reads my comment. All right, Turkey. You are free, my friend. Thank you for joining the live stream. Bean says, Obi-Wan Kenobi Yoda was a more likable hermit than Luke. I agree, Beans. Yeah, the rewriting or the new writing of the Disney version of the last trilogy was just so bad. Hey, Janine, psh, welcome. Glad to see you here. The Disney version of the last trilogy, I don't know why they did not do a better job with having the three key characters, right? The ones that are actually in this set right here. You know, when you had Han, Luke, and Leia to come back for that new trilogy. And of course, when the actress, I can't think of her name right now, who played Leia was still alive, they could have put all three of them together in the film. I don't think all three of them appeared together in these sort of reunion type scenes that they could have been. Like two of them did, but not all three. That did not make sense. And of course, that idea was presented by several Star Wars fans and movie critics. And yeah, just like what happened there. So it'd be interesting when they come out with this new trilogy. Carrie Fisher, that's it. Thanks, John Powell. High five, John Powell. When they if they're going to do a whole new trilogy for Star Wars, if they bring back old characters, can they do a better job with their storyline? Although it's kind of quite a mess to clean up. We will see. Melody says Star Wars is one of the best series of films. Sometimes it seems like they're just going for the cash grab. Yes, good point, Melody. Especially with I don't know how many different versions of Disney Plus TV series here, and that what is it? The Mandalorian and Grogu. I think that's the title of the newer movie. It's almost, well, it is. I guess it did become laughable. So I don't know. It's not really worth getting annoyed at, but the fact that I think the annoying part is kind of like Marvel too. It's like how many more of these hero movies or Star Wars movies and storylines and sideways stories and remaking of the characters can we do? And it's like, well, why are you destroying the characters that were there originally? That's obviously what people liked. Don't try and turn them into something else or replace them with someone else when you know the fans are the ones who should be entertained by a consistent storyline. Don't break if it's not, or yeah, don't fix if it's not broken, because you're doing the opposite. You know what I mean. John Powell says, biggest wasted opportunity in movie history, getting original actor 40 years later and not really using them. Exactly. How can you have the three characters, Harrison Ford, or three actors, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and the crazy guy who plays Luke, forgot his name too, but not to have all three of them in a scene together. And of course, whoever can play Chewie plays Chewie, because I think the guy who played Chewie in the original movies is also passed away. But man, wasted opportunity. Something that you have a storyline that is multi-generational. People have seen or know about those movies since the 1970s all the way until now. And I don't know, let's see, maybe they'll get some really good writers involved and do a good job with it in this new trilogy. Of course, one can point to, if you follow any of the business side of it, the person, the executive in charge at Disney of making or producing all these movies is probably the person that needs to go. And then you can get creative freedom back, because I think the executive producer of all that stuff, she's the problem. But of course, I'm following what other critics say, and it makes a lot of sense, and so kind of just agreeing with them and repeating that. But again, you get these cool, even the Han Solo movie that came out, that was a total bust. But I love this Lego set of the early Han Solo film, the R2-D2 design White Falcon here. This is what actually got my family and I back into Lego, was the design of this build here. And obviously getting it because it looks amazing, and building a Millennium Falcon is a fun build experience. And so I guess just to say that if you are ever going to get a Millennium Falcon, I don't know how many of these play scale size Millennium Falcons they'll release, but the Dark Falcon is worth getting. We have that one too. And especially when you can open all these panels here and, you know, show the inside of the ship and kind of recreate those scenes like the game table in there. And then of course where the pilots are. I got 2 Han Solos in this thing. How fun is that? My sons have probably got another Chewie in here as well. Oh, there's the game table. R2's at the game table. But yeah, you get these cool builds on the inside of the ship. And it's, you know, a play scale version of these sets, but they're just fun to build as a collector as well. Mark Hamill, yes, John Powell, that's the person I'm thinking of. Crazy guy, Mark Hamill. Kathleen Kennedy destroyed Star Wars. That is the person. I knew her name. I just didn't want to say it. I didn't want to give her the recognition, although mine is just a small channel. Others have criticized her work or lack of work or effort on a lot bigger channels. And thankfully, I guess one redeemable quality from all this is the fact that you get some pretty cool Star Wars sets. I'm trying to see, where does this leaf get connected to? So I got that and that. Okay. Trying to see, where do I connect this so that it actually fits. But yeah, a whole new trilogy of Star Wars. I don't even know what the storyline would be, the time frame. And of course, the crazy part with all of it is the Return of the Jedi kind of has the perfect ending, right? The galaxy is their galaxy is made free. The second Death Star is destroyed. The Emperor is supposedly taken out by Luke, like killed by Luke in a pretty powerful duel between him and Darth Vader, his father. And then that Darth Vader actually is the one who tosses him down into the nuclear reactor, and you think the Emperor's gone, and then what does the new trilogy do? They bring him back. It's like, none of that makes sense. Bean says, and Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford should have given a new Indy in the early 90s. I agree, Beans. Or actually, at least, you know what they did? What was it? The fourth movie? What was it? The Sorcerer's Skull or something like that? They had his son in that movie. Like, you would think he was going to be the new Indiana Jones, but nope, messed that one up too. John Powell says, I didn't buy this set because of the movie it was from. Oh yeah, which one? The one I have here, the Millennium Falcon. I tried to watch that. There were some, you know, interesting storylines in the Han Solo movie. I think we watched it a long time ago. I don't remember it very well, but I know there was like some scenes where, you know, you see the young Han Solo kind of becoming who he is and getting caught in the Empire slowly taking over different planets, and him having to eventually become a pretty skilled bounty hunter. So there's like some cool backstory. It's almost like all of those prequels, I guess, except for the first 3 episodes that brought Star Wars back. But all these other followed up movies could almost been flashbacks and then just continue the story from where it is. I don't know, something like that. But the Crystal Skull, that's the one. That's the one. Odelay says, lots of laughs. Well, now I know where John and Cole went. Hey, Castle Therapy. Hey, Odelay. Yes, the Castle Therapy is still strong. The last few live streams being represented here. And of course, the small scale Millennium Falcon, the white scale Millennium Falcon. We've got Bardor, and now we've got, I'll just hold it up. It's a little bit easier. We've got our 2 diorama sets talking about Lego Star Wars, kind of a fun discussion and fun way to criticize the production value of Star Wars these days. But I have made it to the last bag, so I think I will save that for a Friday live stream because that'll be perfect. And I just realized, you know, took it for granted, not even thinking about it. There are no stickers. There are no stickers in these sets, so it's great. So thank you guys for all the likes. Thanks for joining the live stream. John Powell says the guy playing Indiana's son has his own issues, so they weren't going to base the series on that actor. That is true. They casted was it Shea LaBeouf, or however you say his name. He's to say the least quite eccentric. So yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that, John Powell. Although, you know, that movie came out in the before 2010. I want to say it was this. Now that movie itself was already 20 years old or something like that. They could have casted another character or another actor to be Indiana Jones's son. But no, you're right. Shia LaBeouf. I don't know how you say his name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. The one name that does come to memory. So, all right, I'm gonna finish this set tomorrow. Then I have to figure out what to do after this. Will my October 1st release day sets get here that we could unbox that and start building that with you guys in the next live stream? Get my son involved, perhaps over the weekend. I do want to go to the Lego store and just see, maybe do a long form video of going to the Lego store and just seeing the Death Star built up in display. I'm assuming it'll be built up on display. Maybe it already is, since release day was yesterday, and then Saturday it'll be available to everyone who's not a Lego insider. But I'm assuming most people who want that set, who are buying that set, are Lego insiders. And then we'll see what the Lego store is like on that day. Probably be a lot of people just buying all the, if there's any left that are available, the Christmas Lego sets. Yes, you are right, John Powell. The actors, especially the ones who are pretty full of themselves and get all the success thrown at them, are a little bit crazy. But it's just fun to transition and say, hey, we're getting crazy with our Lego builds here and enjoying all you guys on the live stream. So I will plan to live stream tomorrow and finish up the DAGOBAH training facility, which is looking pretty sweet with the tree build there. So thank you. Hey, Beans, I like that abbreviation. That's so cool. I should maybe abbreviate my name down to that. BT23. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for joining the live stream, everyone.